for men, if the big thing, the big headline is love, and the two primary, avenues of expressing that love is provision, which takes time to accumulate, and protection, which takes time to mature, both in strength and in wisdom. If that's what men are providing, if that's what they're bringing to the table, love through protection and provision, that takes time. If what women are providing is beauty, as well as procreation, right? So giving to her husband children that will bear his name. And then also you could also argue submission from the scripture. I think of Ephesians chapter 5, wives, submit to your husbands in everything as the church submits to Christ. Well, when you think of that for a wife, time is actually not on her side. Fertility declines with age. Beauty, right? The Proverbs also say beauty, charm is deceitful and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. So beauty has a shorter shelf life, we could say, right? In terms of physical beauty. Right. Exactly. Now, for a godly woman, that physical beauty gives way to deeper and deeper degrees of spiritual beauty. A woman who fears the Lord, that inner person, the inner beauty of the heart, which is characteristically described as a gentle and quiet spirit, which is precious in the sight of God. That's 1 Peter chapter 3. So we're not saying that a woman ceases to be beautiful in every way. A godly woman who fears the Lord becomes more beautiful with every day as she develops inner beauty more and more. But that physical, literal fertility and physical, literal beauty are two primary things. And then we could add submission to it as a third thing: fertility, physical beauty, and submission that she brings to the table. And the reality is that if a woman is getting married at the age of 30, she is objectively less fertile. She is becoming less physically attractive. She may not want to admit it, but a 35-year-old woman has less youthfulness and vigor and natural beauty than a 25-year-old woman. So the beauty is fading. That's what the scripture says. Beauty fades, the physical beauty. The fertility is decreasing. And also, because we live in a secular society, the longer that she is living, the more years she racks up without coming under the headship of a husband, but having already left the headship of her father, she is building up a longer and longer tenure of a headless life,
right?
Where she's no longer really submitted in any practical, meaningful way to her father, but has not yet begun to be submitted and practice submission to a husband. And so that 30-year-old woman, in real terms, you're looking at a decline in physical beauty, a decline in physical fertility, and if she leaves her home at 18, as many young women do in our culture today, you're looking at 12 years of her practicing being her own head instead of being under male headship to her father, which would more naturally transfer to being under the headship of a husband. So she is literally... she is declining in beauty, declining in fertility, and only really increasing in one thing, which would be insubordination.